Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kathy. So if you are controlling, watch this. So I think that's what the title will be. And I'm definitely speaking for myself. I am embarrassingly a very controlling person. Sorry, the cat is about to knock that over. So I watched, and I'll get into where I think it came from, but I want to give credit where credit is due. I watched a sermon by Pastor Jerry Flowers. I believe he's in Houston, Texas, in America, and his YouTube channel is Redefined TV. So if you want to check him out, he has really good sermons. And this one I watched probably a month or so ago. He had a guest pastor on also, so they were kind of going back and forth. And one of the things, it was a really long one. I think it was over an hour or something. And I think towards the end of it, they touched on something that really caught my attention. And talking about, if you're controlling, and what they got into. But so a little backstory, I think being controlling comes from possibly, like in my situation, maybe as a kid, when you felt like you didn't have control over anything. Maybe one or both of your parents maybe they were controlling and just on you about every little thing. And so you hardly had a chance to breathe. And so then in your life, being a kid, being a child, or I should say me, you're trying to have some kind of control over something. So things I would do, just looking back, I would always be rearranging my room all the time, redoing things. Maybe painting a wall or something, or taking down the closet doors and putting up blinds and making my own curtains. And I don't know if that has to do with it. That's maybe just what I'm thinking that it could have. And also I was really into cleaning. So we lived out in the boonies and very rural, and there wasn't much to do. So I'd be bored or whatever, and I would read and maybe ride horses or do whatever. But sometimes you've done all those things, and so I, just to fill my time and have something to do, I would clean. And I think that could also be like maybe a control thing where you're in charge of it. You have things that you are controlling. Okay, I'm gonna wipe this down, I'm gonna scrub this, I'm gonna do this all on my own. So you are in charge of that. So that's just what I've kind of come up with in my mind. You'll have to let me know if someone watching this, if they also are, maybe consider themselves a controlling person. Then maybe if they think back at their childhood and any of this matches up, let me know. I could be completely wrong. This could be just for me. It could be, and I've heard of other situations where people have had trauma happen, unfortunately, where they had no control over. And that's absolutely awful and heartbreaking and devastating. And so when you don't have control over something, or maybe your body, where you're being traumatized, then you might become very controlling just so you feel like you do have control over your life or what's going on. So what the pastors were talking about, that, and the whole sermon wasn't about that. It was like I said, towards the end, they touched on this and it really stuck with me. And I felt like, wow, that's definitely me. And so they were, I don't even know, I didn't write it down or I didn't like screen record it or anything. But the guest pastor, I believe it was him, who said, and I'm paraphrasing and just going from memory of watching it one time, he said something about, you're not God. God is the one in control. How dare you think, I don't know if he used those words, how can you even think that you can control stuff? I mean, I might be able to control, I pick up this water and take a drink, but with life and all the things happening, yeah, I don't have control except, just my immediate situation and what's happening. I mean, God eventually has all the control over everything and what happens and what doesn't happen. So I think he went into a little more detail, but that was pretty much wrapped up into just those couple sentences. Like, how can you even think that you can control things, that or maybe I'm thinking about like a current situation. Maybe a loved one is going on a trip or something and you're really worried and anxious about it, and you're like, call me text me as soon as you get there, call me, message me, let me know this, let me know that, let me know this, let me know that. And you have no control over anything. Like if they got on a plane, if they took a train, if they drove, whatever happened. Yeah. So, but you might, or I/you, whoever might think, okay, well, I feel like I have a little bit of control, if I'm in constant contact with them. But then if their phone dies or something, or if they're in a different country and they can't reach you, at least for a while, then that's just how it is. And trust me, I've been there, and there's nothing you can do. And like I said, God is the one ultimately in control. And it is so hard, I know, for me to, relinquish that, let it go 100%. I really try daily to let things go and just say, okay, God, you're in control. Whatever happens with this, whatever happens with that, whether it's work, whether it's something with where we live, the house, the car, the animals, the neighbors, the whatever. Yeah, it's just like, okay, I have no control over that. So, we can pray about it. And yeah, that's pretty much the best thing to do. And some people do that as a last resort, but they say, and I would agree that that should be our first resort always. So that is, yes. So if you are a controlling person, I wanted to put that out to watch this, and maybe it will give some insight, maybe not. I don't know, but maybe it'll speak to someone. So let me know down below. Excuse me. Yeah, let me know if you're in the same situation, if you are definitely not a controlling type person. And of course, there's different levels. Some people might just barely, just whatever happens. And other people might want to control every single thing in their whole life at every moment, what's happening, which that would be exhausting and just draining. And I can't imagine that, but then it might go back to something, and this might have to do with my all the classes I took in college on psychology and counseling and therapy and all that stuff. So maybe things like that came from their childhood, some traumatic event, something like that. So I hope this helps someone. maybe somewhere. And please share this if you think someone might gain something from it. And please leave me a comment, like, subscribe if you haven't. I think about half of my viewers are not subscribed, so I would love it if people subscribe. That really helps out the channel. And leave me a comment. I love chatting with everyone. And I will see you guys in the next video. All right, God bless.